What's up, my beautiful galactical beings of the universe? How are we doing? I just did the second tree video, which is very interesting because these things have been coming. This is what they've been telling me lately is, this is not, this, Palo Santo, Palo Santo. Okay, so what are they telling me? What they were telling me is, uh, you know, the gods of nature have spoken. The ancient ones are here. They have spoken now. So, and yesterday I had epiphany that past lives. It's a touchy subject, right? Past life. Put it this way, like, okay, everything is energy. So yesterday was the past life, because it's in your journey of life. So you've passed it now. Now you can go, but you can go further and further and further and further, tracking. How do we track? How is this? How do you figure these out? What you do is you find your connection, and since we were molded, okay, this is the earth, right? These things are the earth. Here, our skin was about 90%, 90% water. I can't remember. Something crazy like that. So then the other stuff is, these elements from the earth, right? The body. So we're the body of what? The spirit, right? So we're the body for the spirit. So if these ancient ones came here from the heavens, right? And created us for what? Slavery. So because they figure out how to, because we're machines. So but they don't realize that the ones who created us instilled us with their own godlike DNA or what have you. Basically, the energy of that specific God. And you can find your own creation all the way back. And how do you do this is with memory and with, uh, you know, your attraction, your energetic pull towards certain things, as in like music or witchcraft or horror movies or comedy. See, all these things go back to the ancients. So a specific God has instilled energy upon me as into uh, love nature, uh, be the messenger, spread this light knowledge in cosmic knowledge, and helping humans, raising awareness, raising their own consciousness, and so basically I was instilled with the light bearing energy, of Enki and Prometheus and Lucifer and Baphomet and fucking Zeus and Apollo, right? You keep going on and on. And then we have Diana, the moon, and then everything to do with nature, right? So I looked at my life and I looked at my passion for nature, and then specifically for the birds. And here we go again, the birds with the falcon and Ra and the sun god. So, all these things are connected. And then you take your name and you pick it apart, tear it up, letter by letter, sound it out, like Dennis, D, you D-E-N, and then Nis, there's all these, and then you can take your last name and you can see words. Okay, I have Inky encrypted in my name. And the installation that we got, the program that we got, was to awaken at certain times or when we seen certain symbols or certain messages encrypted in things, as we see here, and with certain sound. Okay, so that's why we're all connected to certain music. You know, I have a lot of cosmic music, like like Jimi Hendrix. And all these fascinating people that are not normal, basically on a normal stage on general society. Okay, they're outside of that, and that's what we need to do, because when we stay in, we can't get further. So they instilled us with this energy. Everything is energy, so if they created us, they've instilled us with their energy, depending on where your lineage goes back. And they tell you to look up to the heavens, your zodiac, and trace the origins of your zodiac back further. Who was associated with that zodiac? Like Inky represents the Capricorn. That is who I am. The Capricorn. Inky. And all these things. My lineage with witchcraft goes back to my mother's side of the family is Italy. Tuscany. So that traces the whole Lucifer trail to Italy. Lucifer in Italian is the Italian sun god and the brother of Diana, the moon goddess, the huntress, the gatherer. These things, I didn't figure out why the passion was there, but that's where my energy comes from, is Italy and Germany. And German is Norse, so there's some deep shit going on there, which I'm still haven't even boggled into that yet. But and those things through your life journey, we'll just go with music, because that's god of music, right? Which was Pan. Oh, okay, so Pan, and then Pan is the goat. The goat, the horns. The goat. That's the Capricorn, the mountaineer, the seer, the mystic one, with the fish, with deep emotions, who don't know how to show the emotions. That's where we get trapped, because we can't express emotions. So this is what I'm learning, and this is what I'm doing to express emotions, to heal yourself and your mind and the body. Because when we express it, we get rid of it. We don't need it no more. Why have it bottled up? We're figuring this out. I'm figuring this out. Figuring out a way to be more expressive and creative with the expression of being expressive. So I've traced all these things back. Listen to what messages came across. Why was I attracted to horror movies? And you put that with this whole Lucifer and Satanism thing, or you can put it with the whole that whole Inky and the Pan, the demons, right? The demons, the devil. He's a fucking goat with or half human and half fucking hooves, whatever the fuck he was wearing. I don't even know. Half human, half horse, or whatever it is. I don't know which one Pan is. There's so fucking much shit. You just it blows your mind. So, but I keep going. But who created that? Where did that come from? How do we not know that? They say we can't know everything because our mind will be boggled. It's just, they give you bits and bits. Because our memory plays a big role in everything. And our imagination is basically God. If you have an imagination and you can walk through three-dimensional world in pure enlightenment, living in imagination, bringing imagination here, people are going to wonder, why are you so fucking happy when this is going on over here? Because that shit don't bother me. We are immortal. We have kept the spirit alive. This is how spirit works, and they talk to you. This is what it is. It's happening now. Right now. Not in the past. Right now. Everything is simultaneously happening because I'm speaking of it. I'm creating it. So it's happening now. There is no past or tomorrow. It's just now. Everything exists simultaneously. So when you bring these things from ancient to now, it's now awakened. The collective, us as the light-bearing collective, kept going to seek the ancients out. That's just what it's about. And you awaken the roots of the ancients. So now they have spoken. They have spoken through nature. Our birds, our specific birds. The birds are key point. They're very key because they keep your head up in wonder. What is that? What are you telling me? And that is a key one now. And the ancients are alive now in us. That is the spirit of Enki and Pan and Lucifer and Prometheus and Dionysios, right? Dionysios, whatever that was, that's where my name originates from. The god of wine, entertainment, fertility, nature, chaos, all these things. It keeps reading into it. These things are to help us live more courageously, live more of your authentic being, of what's inside. Because what's inside is coming out and speaking now. Remember that video? It's here now. The ancients are here. They have spoken. Now it's to remember where you're exactly from, so we can keep the spirit living on. And not only the spirit, but because we are different now. To keep spirit going, but it's going to be different because we're the new evolution of that. So basically, in another 1,000 years or so, when this body is down, the spirit of this body will pass on, and it will be picked up as whatever it was linked to. Link it to Enki and Prometheus and Lucifer and Diana and Artemis and Venus. So this is who I will be known as and further. But now that we have this eclectic approach to this whole thing, it's not culture, it's everything. It's everything. Right? Because it's beauty and it's interesting and inspiring. So we don't get trapped in this game of slavery, of sports, and politics, and work, and bills, and blah, and blah, and blah, and die. That's it. And come back to earth and do it all over again. That's what happens. We keep in that slavery thing. So when they keep you in that slavery circle of slavery, meaning, they built us for slavery anyway. So basically, when you break out of that slavery, that they are other strands of DNA that aren't active but are now, basically. They manipulated them and encoded these symbols and signs to remember where we came from and who we are. That's what it's going. That's what it's about. Uh, so basically, we're at a point to where we need to to spirit of the radio. So if your spirit don't live on, you can come back to Earth and redo all this. Is what I'm being told. To get your spirit to live on is what I'm doing now. Creating the web. I'm not at the web. I'm creating a strand in the web. So we're creating something. This is why we need to do this and write and all these things and get to a mass to where, like, wow, this dude's, this type of person. And when it's over, that spirit will live on now. And not only does that spirit live on, and the spirit will free your ancestral root line, because if the ancestral root line is in a pattern of slavery and fear and doubt and worry and sickness and all these things, we wake up. Whoa. We realize that what the fuck, we're in the same pattern. So we need to let the spirit roam free by just living in spirit. This is the body. I am not the body. I exist without the flesh. This is what it's about. There's more to the body than what we see. We just don't have a name for it. And that's where everything gets fucked up with words. This is why we get caught in this English racism. Words. Certain words with certain images. Like when someone says supreme, you think of a racist person already, because that's how the image of that word portrayed now. When supreme ain't got nothing to do with being racist. Supreme being over the body. I am a supreme spirit in light and love and knowledge. I can get in the whole supreme thing because that's just people, that'll mind boggle everybody. But that's what's happening. This is what's going on. And you think about all these people that are spreading this Nibiru thing. They're trying to get Nibiru. They're awakening Nibiru in Babylon, modern day Iraq, to awaken. That's what the collective has been doing, is awakening the old roots, the ancient roots, awakening. And now the whole what's going to come alive is the Atlantis era, which would be, this age of Aquarius. So now people are digging. When you start digging, it's like in your own family tree. Start digging in your family tree. You'll notice your family changes. Something changes within the family. You can notice it. When you dig in your tree, in your roots, when you go down, your great-grandfather, your great-grandparents, great-grandparents, so on, you awaken the tree of ancestors. Things start happening. Quick story. I have a brother I never knew about until I was 15. So I've been lied to by both of my parents for years. First it was, so when I was 15, my dad told me that you have a brother that's not mine. Your mother had an affair. I was 15 on drugs and drinking. I was like, right on, man. I thought he was fucked up. I thought he was lying. But that sat in with me. I was 15 years old. I'm 42 now. So when that happened, that was buried in me now. That was, he encrypted that with me. Okay, well, this will awaken at a certain time. So I got the balls enough to go to my mother and say, hey, what is this shit he's telling me? She's like, oh yeah, that things happen. I was 15 years old. 42 years old. Right? So that's 17, 27 years later. I get a message on Facebook. Are you my father? Here's the birth certificate. The birth certificate had both of my parents' name on it. I said, no, dude, you are my brother. You are my brother. Now, how did that come about? Because my mom, during that time in January when I found all this out, 27 years later, I found out that my mom was digging in her roots tree. And my daughter was digging, or no, not my daughter, my cousin. My cousin and my aunt, her mom, was digging in the tree root system for the past year. That's all we've been doing is talking about ancestors and talking. And then it dawned on me that we had awakened the tree, which would cause my brother to start going, where am I from? That's how that works. It's energy. It's wild. That's another story I can get into. But right now, the gods of nature have spoken. And the planet is being given back to the people, meaning given back to the nature of the way things are supposed to be. That's where we're at. Where we're headed is off the hook, because now that we've let go of all this baggage of trying to remember who we are, trying to think of what's going on, and trying to being stuck in the past, realize that it's all now. And we do have to deal with daily life, as what I call it, chaos, because life is chaos. But if you follow a passion, your passion fuels that. That hurricane starts spinning at some point when we start hearing certain music or seeing certain symbols everywhere. That's what it's about. That's all I got for right now. I'm sure I do have a lot more. I just got to get on here more. So, on that happy note, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. As usual, be inspiring and be unique and be colorful and be ancient. Be ancient. If you guys need help finding out, tracking your roots, I'm here. I'm always open. You can email me. You can message me, a phone call. I don't care, because this needs to be out. And people need to be found. And there's a lot more people looking, because that's why I'm doing this. Someone has called upon something somewhere. That's why I research and do all this shit, right? That's why all of us light workers are doing stuff, because we have stepped in the position to where the collective down here is looking and searching, and we're just getting ready for them. That's what it's about. I love you so much. Be ancient and roll with it. I'll see you soon.